Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in this great world we live in. My name's Jack Branch. I'm located in Covington, Louisiana, and I'm in the financial business and the health coaching arena. And today we've got a real special friend of mine and mentor that we're going to learn some good stuff from. You can see I've got rained on a little bit, so it's a little rainy day down here in South Louisiana, but there's a lot of folks out there. As you come in, definitely make a comment. Love to connect with you guys. But I'm really excited today. A longtime friend, and mentor, Dan Zimanski, we're going to talk to around why a business coach. Why would you want a business coach? There's a lot of things out there. Hey, Bethany. Hey, Richard. Welcome to the broadcast. A lot of things out there that people need to see the blind spots in their life. You think of football and you think of, all different sports. There's all kinds of people that need coaches. And Dan and I met about a little over maybe 15 years, ago when I was at a point in my business where I really had a lot of blind spots and needed to have somebody acknowledge those and then help me work through them. Almost somewhat like a therapist, if you will. But a therapist to help you work less and make more money. And everybody that has a business wants that. I get people constantly telling me, man, all you do is fish, Captain Jack? And I'm like, no, if you really knew, I'm working pretty much all the time, but I'm just working in a different way. So really want to introduce my good friend and, Dan Zimanski to you. How you doing today, Dan?
Hey, Jack, I'm doing great.
Awesome. So talk to us a little bit about what is being a business coach, or what does that look like, for people out there that don't really know what a business coach does.
Well, thanks, Jack. You mentioned in the introduction about a football coach, and business is very similar to sports. And one of probably the best golfer of all time, Tiger Woods, was asked, why do you have a coach? And he said, because I can't see myself swing. So that's kind of what we do, is we help business owners with their business. And the purpose of a business is to make more money. So in one sentence, what I do is help business owners make more money and work less. Because that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. And so how do you define what you do, though? I mean, because everybody's a coach now, it seems, out there. I'm in health coaching and helping people get their health goals intact, and really that was from a apprenticeship model. But how did you come up? What exactly, or how do you define this for people in the simplest version?
Well, what I would say is, so many business owners get caught up in their business, where really their life is serving their business instead of their business serving their life. So that's what I really do, and help them define their ideal life. How do they want to live life? What's the purpose of their life? And then how is their business going to serve that? So typically that means they're going to want different results, right? So if you want different results, you have to then go backwards. And how you get different results, you're going to have to take different actions. And those actions are led by your thought process. So what I'm really doing is helping business owners think differently. When they think differently, they take different actions. When they take different actions, they get different results, significantly improved results. And coaching is really about three pieces. It's helping people become aware of things they're not aware of, helping them get education so that they learn. And then that's, I would say, 25% awareness, 25% education. And then it's really about 50% of that equation, and the third piece is accountability. Business owners have nobody to be accountable to, so they're their own boss. That gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility, but it doesn't necessarily lead to achieving the results that you desire. So what I really am is their unreasonable friend that's going to hold them accountable to the results that they want to achieve.
Accountability is a big thing. We all say we want it, but it takes a risk to go there, doesn't it? I mean, really. But if you don't have it, then you just become kind of a wandering generality. And you said something, as I wrote down, you mentioned a business that serves your life instead of a life that serves your business. That's very interesting. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So How many people do you know that are working 60, 70, 80, maybe even more hours a week? They're not at home at dinner time. They miss the dance recital. They miss the soccer game. They don't have time to go by school to see the Christmas play. They just miss all the family events. All you hear is, I'm too busy. I don't have time. All they do is work. No vacations, no hobbies to enjoy. Why? What's the purpose of that? So we have I'm part of, my coaching business is part of a worldwide franchise. We're in over 73 countries. So we have a system we follow to help our clients. And that system is dreams times goals times plan times action. So when I have a new client come in, where I really start is really understanding what are their dreams, what are their goals. And what I typically find is that those goals or dreams aren't big enough. So we really help make them bigger. And then we focus on some key areas. How are they investing their time? A lot of times that busyness is really where they're spending or wasting time versus investing time in the things that are going to help them achieve. And one of the things I do with a lot of my clients is refer them to trusted resources, other mentors, other coaches, other trusted professionals that can help them achieve their goals. Really get them to a point where they're inspired to want to do something different, and then they start asking for help. And of course, growth is about change, right? So I'm really helping clients embrace change in their zone to move them towards where. How many business owners do you know that have grown their business from, say, $1 million to $2, $3, $4 million? So, but they're not making any more money. They're working 20, 30 hours a week more. All they did is create a bigger, they're stressed out, they're overwhelmed. All they did is create something that is not any more rewarding financially. They're working harder, and, it's not working. Why would somebody want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I sure don't, and I never wanted to. And that's really why your message resonated with me, and it resonates with so many other small businesses is, we find ourselves chasing the gross number instead of really what does it put in your pocket? How does it pay you? And most business people don't have any idea about the numbers. And if you don't know the numbers, you don't know anything really. And, you've definitely helped me in that arena. So what I'm hearing you say, it's really about defining your dreams and goals, developing a plan, and having teachers, coaches, and mentors to hold you accountable to make it happen. Did I get that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So in our conversation working together with some mutual clients, I've watched you help other people exit their businesses. We've shared in that and helped some folks exit. And most people don't have an exit strategy. They just kind of wing it. And even some people might close the doors and not get any economics out of it because they think it's all goodwill. So can you please share your thoughts and advice on, how to really develop that exit strategy?
Sure, Jack. Again, I would start with, what is the purpose of a business? The purpose of all businesses should be to make money, because that's why it's a business. Otherwise, it'd be a nonprofit, right?
Yep.
So if the purpose of the business is to make money, are we moving towards making money, staying neutral, or moving away from making money? So again, it goes back to the dreams times goals times plans times action, and really understanding what are those personal dreams. Those personal dreams and goals always drive the business goals. And what I find is so many times with a new client, their business goals are bigger than their personal goals. So they're in a comfort zone. There's no reason to build a bigger business. They're complacent. So I really focus initially to help those business owners dream bigger. What is it that they really want? Whether it's materialistic and it's a new house, a new car, whether it's things they want to do and travel they want to, places they see, whether it's serving other people and being able to free up time to go on mission trips or give to their church or favorite charity, case may be. So we got to really paint that vision first and start with the end in mind and then work backwards. So what is that end? What is that vision 10, 15 years from now? when I want to exit, what do I need? What do I need financially to earn while I own the business? And then what do I need to sell the business for to achieve my goals? And then, a couple key questions. Why would somebody want to buy my business? And exactly what are they buying? And so many people leave thousands, even millions of dollars on the table because they don't know the answers to those questions. How do you determine the value of a business? A lot of people look at the inventory or the assets, the building, the vehicles, etc. But when it comes to building the value of your business, first of all, is obviously a history of proven financial performance. The more profitable the business has been over the last 3 to 5 years, usually that's then done on some kind of multiplier. 3 to 5 is typically average. Many businesses can get more than that. And that's based on what your business model is. Do you have a recurring revenue stream? What does your database look like? Are your systems and processes defined? And so from how to answer the phone to how to install A, B, or C to, how we have team meetings, are all those things in place? Are they defined? And then do we have a team that has a culture of a strong value system that follows those systems and processes? So what that leads to is a more predictable business. And what I absolutely promise and guarantee you is the more predictable your business is, the more profitable it is, and the more value you bring to that business at the time you're ready to sell.
I was just eating lunch. It's funny you say that. A guy started this company 20-something years ago, was doing a myriad of other things, and about 4 years ago, they sold about 40% of it for a number that he said if they sold it for, he would have thought, no way. And now another venture capital firm or investment bankers have come in and they've paid him just an absolute bonkers number for this enterprise. And he, in his mind, he's like, how could they pay this amount of money, which is hundreds of millions of dollars, because he knows the business numbers inside and out, but he doesn't see what they see. They're going to bring other companies into what he's already created with the foundation and create a company that's multiple $billion down the line. And, so we really can't think a lot of times outside the box because we get stuck as the operator, as the quote unquote, baker. I remember that book you gave me. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember the book. What was that book you initially gave me? And I know you give a lot of clients the PMyth, right?
PMyth Revisited by Michael Gerber.
So why is that book so profound and you use it to have people read through it before you actually engage with them? I think that's worth spending a couple minutes on.
Yeah, that whole book is very aligned with how we work with our clients, with, again, starting with the end in mind and then going backwards. So if the vision is 15 years, what do I need to do? 10 years out, what do I need to do? And then what do I need to do in 2019? And then what do I need to do in the first quarter of 2019? So it's you can't eat the elephant in one bite. You have to eat it one bite at a time. So I know our founder, Brad Sugars, when he talks about planning, and that's a key piece to this whole process of being able to exit your business, is when people do a 5-year plan, they don't put near enough in it. When people do a 1-year plan, they put 2 to 3 years worth of work in that 1-year plan. So it's really about knowing what's realistic and achievable in a shorter period of time, but planning out for a longer period of time so that you can measure and hit those key milestones along the way. The other part of that book talked about, being the entrepreneur versus being the technician. So many small business owners get wrapped up in doing the trade, in being the pest control technician, the AC technician, and being the attorney, the CPA, the IT technician, versus building and growing the business. Another way of looking at that is, how much are you worth? Most business. So if that's what they're worth to the business, then all the positions that they can pay somebody 20, 30, 40, 80, $100 an hour, hire and train and develop people for those positions so you can work on the things that are really important to build and grow the business that will then serve your life.
That's good stuff, man. And I tell you, if you aren't working with somebody that's helping you look out not only long term with the end in mind, you really should reach out to Dan. You know, I know he doesn't have a tremendous amount of availability because of the value that he does create, but occasionally there'll be some people that exit their businesses and do sell, and there'll be some room for him to be able to help others take it to the next level. And what kind of people ideally do you like to work with, Dan? I mean, industries or mindset and things of that nature.
I really have created two different niches in my business. Businesses, and that's really two different sets of people. It's the trade industry, whether it's heating, AC, plumbing, electrician, roofing, kitchen and bath, etc., or the professional industries, architects, attorneys, financial planners like yourself, IT industries. And then the second niche is family business. So most of my clients, I'm typically working with 18 to 20 clients at a time over long periods of time. Most of my clients are with me 5 to 10 years or more. And most of my clients are husband and wife. I've had up to 8 family members in one client that I had. And so not only is that then business coaching, it's like you had mentioned earlier, it's family counseling, it's marriage counseling. It's really getting those family members to work together. And a lot of times when it's a family business, there's some tough decisions that become part of that.
So we got quite a few eyeballs out there. Anybody want to fire a question to Dan if you've got a business or something like that? So let's do interactive stuff before we wrap up. But what are the things you like best about being a business coach? And then the opposite of that, what's the thing that really is hard as a business coach and the frustrating things around doing what you do?
Well, my most rewarding, the most rewarding thing that can happen in what I do is seeing clients achieve their goals. So, you just asked about the exit strategy. I've had, I guess it's been 5 clients now that I've actually helped them exit their business, selling to, and 3 of those, never started, they would get home and people take dream trips, seeing families, that were, had a lot of conflict and had a lot of issues, and seeing those family members and those relationships improve and grow. Those are things that are exceptionally meaningful to me and make this all worthwhile and why I do what I do. On the flip side, I guess the thing that frustrates me the most is when a client doesn't achieve a goal or into a cash flow or whatever the case may be, and then we got to work twice as hard to resolve that issue.
Yeah, people can get stuck in their own way most of the time. It's even myself. I mean, usually the biggest challenge is usually ourselves. And so in wrapping up, Dan, I mean, you and I could go on quite a bit, talk about duck hunting and fishing in South Louisiana and all that good stuff. But in wrapping up, if you were to give 3 to 5 key pieces of advice to all business owners out there, what advice would you give them?
Oh, wow. I guess 1, you can't get to where you want to go if it's not clearly defined. So really laying out and clearly define your vision, what are your goals, and then mapping out a plan to make that happen. Understanding the more that you learn, the more that you earn. It's like you said, we got to work harder on ourselves than we do on our business. That's a famous Jim Rohn quote.
Yeah, you taught me something. The 2 most expensive words in the English language are?
I know.
And why is that?
Because if you're not opening to learn. You've already got the answer. You're not opening yourself up to any other possibility, any other ideas. So, that's one of the things. Another thing I do as a coach is really listen to the language people use, because it tells me what their mindset is. So when I listen closely to what they're saying, then I can help them think differently. To finish that out, a couple other things I would add would be, ask for help. Really find trusted mentors, coaches, teachers, trainers that can help you develop the skills that you need. If you need to be a better manager or better leader in your business, then go ask for the help to be a better manager or leader. If you need help on the sales side, if you need help developing a process, get the sales training, get somebody to help you to find that system. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Realize that your biggest asset is your time. It's the only thing in life you can't get more of. There's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. Invest and allocate your time wisely to the things that are going to help you achieve your goals. So many of my clients ask me, well, what do I need to start doing? It's more, what do you need to stop doing than what do you need to start doing? So focus on
hanging around people, bad thinking. A myriad of things.
Right, all the distractions that take you away, all the interruptions. My coach helped me with that. I had a mindset when I first started to have to go to my clients, and he said, "Why are you going to your clients? Have them come to you, or better yet, do the coaching over the phone." Well, once I broke through that mindset, I was able to get a day and a half back a week. Well, that was 6 more clients. That helped. That was one of the top 3 breakthroughs in the 10 years that I've been with ActionCoach. One of my top 3 breakthroughs, thanks to my coach. And then I guess the last one I'll share with you is fail fast and fail often, because the more you fail, the more you're going to succeed. Darren Hardy did a keynote for us, 5 or 6 years ago at one of our conferences, and he talked about the pendulum, and if the pendulum to the right is fail and the pendulum to the left is succeed, if you go to the right and you fail, it's going to swing back to the left, and it's going to lead to success. So, don't be afraid to fail. Just learn from that failure and don't repeat it and make that mistake a second or third time, but fail fast and fail often.
Wow, that's good stuff. I almost think I need to hire you again, Dan. I'm in one of those modes right now, where just a lot of good stuff's happening. And, a lot of the stuff you taught me that if you don't use consistently, you can forget. And so I encourage all of you guys, reach out to Dan. I've tagged him on this. Definitely Northshore ActionCoach. He's a big leader in our community, but he'll coach people, not just in this community, anywhere in the country. And if you find yourself really working, like you said, the business is growing, the top line's growing, but you really aren't in sync to really what you want in life, then you should reach out to him and find somebody and these other people that can help you in the blind spots, like he said, and I love what you do, because you do exactly what I do. Begin with the end in mind. If you don't know where you're going or why you're going there, then you can't put together the series of actions now. And Dan's been a lifelong friend. Really the last 15 years. I've been here 20. And we've been through some good times, some challenging times, and it's been interesting watching him grow as a man and a father. And, he's a father, has a bunch of bonus children and a beautiful wife, Beth. And I know right now he's building the dream place up in the country. He's got this passion for dogs and training dogs. So if you have some affinity to that as well, you should reach out. Anything else, Dan, from today? I really appreciate your time, and I know you're busy, and just to take some time to share this. But what's one last thing you want to plant a seed that people may think of to take that next action to reach out to you?
Well, I just, the perfect time to really thank, because we're wrapping up, spending time with family and friends over the holidays, and then we start a brand new year in 2019. So there's no better time to reset and start fresh in 2019, and I'd be happy to help. I appreciate you inviting me on the show and being able to spend the last 30, 40 minutes with you. I'm really looking forward to doing some of that duck hunt next week in Arkansas, and having a great week with the family. My mom's coming down for Christmas, so really happy and excited about that. And in fact, my son should be arriving from Colorado, coming home from school here in the next hour or so. So I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and thanks for everything, Jack.
Thank you, Dan. And I really appreciate you guys staying in tune with us. We've got some good stuff coming up next week, and hopefully you've gotten some value out of today, that hiring a coach to help you work less and make more money. If that's not of interest, then you definitely wouldn't want to call Dan. But if that is of interest, reach out to him on social media. I've tagged him. I'm also going to put his website below in the comments. And you guys have an awesome day. And again, we're here to help you navigate through the valleys of both health and wealth. And hopefully you found today as very valuable. God bless you, and have a great rest of your day on Thursday.